would happen if the Earth was flat? Picture a world where the horizon stretches out in a straight line, where the concept of around the world is as foreign as the idea of a square circle. This is the hypothetical scenario of a flat Earth, a concept that may seem quite bizarre to us today, but was once the prevailing belief in many ancient civilizations. From the Babylonians to the ancient Egyptians, the idea of a flat Earth was a commonly held view. But as our understanding of the cosmos advanced, so did our understanding of our home planet. Today, thanks to modern science and technology, we know that the Earth isn't flat, but an oblate spheroid, a shape that's like a sphere but squashed at its poles and swollen at its equator. So, what if we rewound the progress of science and imagined, just for a moment, that the Earth was flat? Let's delve into the fascinating thought experiment of a flat Earth. Gravity, as we know it, would behave quite differently on a flat Earth. We've all grown up knowing that gravity pulls us towards the center of the Earth. It's the force that keeps us grounded, stops us from floating off into space, and makes apples fall from trees. But gravity isn't just a one-way street. It doesn't just pull us down, it pulls everything towards the center of mass. On a spherical Earth, this center of mass is, well, right at the center. That's why gravity pulls us equally in all directions, keeping us firmly on the ground whether we're in Australia or Antarctica. But on a flat Earth, the center of mass would be directly in the middle of the flat disk. So, what would that mean for us? Well, it would mean that gravity would pull everything towards the center of the disk. No matter where you stand, you'd feel a pull towards that central point. The implications of this are pretty mind-boggling. For one, it would mean that water, oceans, rivers, lakes, would all be pulled towards the center. Mountains, trees, buildings, you and I, we'd all feel this inexorable pull towards the midpoint of the Earth. And then there's the issue of walking. Remember, gravity is pulling everything towards the center. So as you walk away from the center, you'd be walking against the pull of gravity. It would feel as if you're walking uphill, no matter which direction you go. In essence, life as we know it would be impossible. Our world relies on the consistent, predictable pull of gravity, keeping us anchored and our environment stable. Without it, or with a fundamentally different version of it, the world we know and love would be turned on its head. Imagine walking uphill no matter which direction you go. The world would indeed be a strange place if Earth were flat, but thankfully, we live on a beautiful, spinning sphere, where gravity acts as the glue that holds our reality together. Ever noticed how ships disappear over the horizon? That wouldn't happen on a flat Earth. Imagine standing on an endless flat surface. If the Earth were flat, there would be no horizon as we currently understand it. The horizon is the point where the Earth's surface appears to meet the sky. But on a flat Earth, the ground would just continue on indefinitely, stretching out until it meets the edge of the Earth. You'd be able to see as far as your eyesight or atmospheric conditions allow without any curvature blocking your view. Now picture standing at the beach, watching a ship sail away. As it moves farther from shore, it doesn't just get smaller and smaller until it's a speck on the horizon. Instead, it appears to sink, starting from the hull and eventually leaving only the top of the mast visible. This phenomenon is a direct result of the Earth's curvature. The ship isn't actually sinking, it's moving over the curve of our planet, out of our line of sight. On a flat Earth, things would look quite different. As a ship sailed away, it would continue to shrink in size, but it would remain entirely in view. It wouldn't disappear from the bottom up. It would just get smaller and smaller until it's no longer visible to the naked eye. But with a good enough telescope, you'd be able to bring it back into view. This contradicts our everyday observations and experiences. We've all seen ships vanish over the horizon, or watched a plane fly out of sight. We've all gazed out at the ocean and seen the way it appears to meet the sky in a line. These are common, observable phenomena that simply wouldn't occur on a flat Earth. So, the next time you see a ship disappear over the horizon, remember that's proof you're not living on a flat Earth. Scene script. Climate patterns would also be drastically different on a flat Earth. Let's consider two significant elements that shape our weather: the distribution of sunlight and the Coriolis effect. On our spherical Earth, sunlight is distributed unevenly, leading to climate zones. At the equator, we have the sun directly overhead, creating a hot and humid tropical climate. As we move towards the poles, the sun's rays become more slanted, leading to cooler temperatures and different climate zones. But what if the Earth was flat? Imagine a disk under the sun. The entire surface would receive roughly the same amount of sunlight at the same angle, all day long. Without the creation of different climate zones, we would expect a more uniform climate across the entire flat Earth. This could potentially render the biodiversity we cherish so much non-existent. Then, we have the Coriolis effect. This is the phenomenon that makes storms spin in different directions in the northern and southern hemispheres. It's due to the Earth's rotation and the way different parts of our planet move at different speeds. It's a key player in creating our weather patterns. But on a flat Earth with no rotation, there would be no Coriolis effect. Without the Coriolis effect, weather patterns would be drastically different. There wouldn't be the familiar cyclones and trade winds we know. Instead, winds might blow in a straight line from the center to the edge, creating a completely different set of weather patterns. This altered climate could even make the Earth uninhabitable. Without the necessary climate conditions, many of our planet's ecosystems could fail, leading to a mass extinction of species. It would be a planet devoid of the rich variety of life we know and love. So, a flat Earth might not be the paradise some imagine it to be. Despite these intriguing hypotheses, the Earth is indeed round. Yes, you heard it right. Our home planet is not flat, but takes the form of an oblate spheroid. This isn't just a random statement, but a fact backed by centuries of scientific evidence. Let's start with images from space. Ever since the mid-20th century, humans have been able to send satellites and astronauts into space. These explorations have provided us with countless images, all depicting Earth as a beautiful blue sphere. Secondly, the way gravity works is another concrete proof. Gravity pulls everything towards the center, causing the Earth to form into a shape where all points on its surface are as close to the center as possible. That's a sphere. Lastly, the phenomenon of sunrise and sunset can only be explained with a spherical Earth. As the Earth rotates, different parts of the world experience daylight and darkness, creating the cycle of day and night. So while it's fun to imagine a flat Earth, it's even more incredible to understand our round planet and the forces that shape our daily lives.